Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC P0457, indicates that a leak has been detected within the evaporative emissions control system, specifically pointing towards a loose or missing fuel fill cap. The evaporative emissions control system reduces harmful emissions from evaporating fuel in your vehicle's fuel tank and prevents gasoline vapors from escaping into the atmosphere. This issue can not only lead to environmental pollution, but also indicate underlying problems in your vehicle, which might affect its performance. The fuel fill cap plays a crucial role as it seals the fuel system, ensuring no vapor escape while maintaining optimal pressure. If the cap isn't secured correctly or is damaged, it can trigger P0457. Before initiating troubleshooting, technicians should record all freeze data and onboard snapshots, providing a reference for any intermittent issues and the vehicle's operating conditions prior to the DTC appearing. The P0457 error is specifically related to the evaporative emissions control system, which includes various components such as the fuel fill cap, fuel lines, and EVAP canister. The fuel fill cap is critical as it seals the fuel tank, preventing fuel vapors from escaping. It's typically located on the rear side of the vehicle, in or near the fuel filler neck. Additionally, the system comprises the EVAP canister vent shut valve, which controls the flow of fuel vapors when the engine is running versus when it is off. Failure of any of these components, especially the fuel fill cap, can cause the system to detect a leak. Parts such as the fuel fill cap should be correctly installed and should indicate a tight seal with a click sound after being turned. Perform a visual check on these components to see if any obvious signs of wear, damage, or improper installation exist. When diagnosing a P0457 DTC, several potential causes must be considered. The first cause typically is a loose or improperly installed fuel fill cap. If the cap is not tightened to the point where it clicks into place, it can result in a leak. Secondly, the fuel fill cap seal might be damaged or missing. This seal must maintain its integrity to prevent vapor escape. Additionally, blockages or damage to the EVAP canister vent tube can also lead to erroneous leak detection. Each of these components plays a vital role in maintaining the sealed environment of the EVAP system. Any failure in these parts can trigger the P0457 code, signaling a need for immediate attention to prevent further emissions issues or performance deterioration. Symptoms associated with the P0457 code generally include the illumination of the check engine light, CEL, on the dashboard. This light serves as an alert for drivers, indicating that something is amiss with the emissions control system. Additionally, drivers may notice fuel odors surrounding the vehicle, particularly at the fuel filler area if the cap is loose or damaged. Fuel vapors escaping can create a noticeable smell, which may indicate a risk of emissions violations. Another potential symptom could be decreased fuel economy, as a malfunctioning EVAP system can lead to inefficient fuel usage. Each of these symptoms can negatively affect the overall driving experience and should not be ignored, as they may hint at a more significant underlying issue. The first step in troubleshooting the DTC P0457 involves checking the installation of the fuel fill cap. It's essential to verify that the cap is the correct type for the vehicle and is properly secured. The fuel fill cap should turn approximately a quarter turn after it has been tightened, followed by an audible click to confirm it is sealed. If the cap is found to be loose or not installed correctly, it must be either tightened or replaced. Once this step is completed, the technician can proceed to the next troubleshooting step if the tightness is confirmed and satisfactory. A clear understanding of this process helps ensure that technicians address the issues systematically, preventing unnecessary component replacements. In the second troubleshooting step, it's imperative to conduct a visual inspection of both the fuel fill cap seal and the fuel fill pipe's matching surface. This ensures that the seal is neither missing nor damaged, as this component directly impacts the ability to maintain a vapor-tight system. Technicians should also confirm that the tether cord, which keeps the cap attached, is not caught underneath the cap during installation, which could prevent it from sealing effectively. If any components are found to be defective or damaged during this check, they must be replaced or repaired as necessary. Completing this step thoroughly allows the technician to gather valuable information on the state of the EVAP system, especially concerning each critical component's functionality. The third step involves verifying if any issues persist by utilizing the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. Begin by turning the ignition switch to the on position, which activates key electrical systems in the vehicle, including the powertrain control module, PCM. The next action is to clear the P0457 DTC using the HDS, effectively resetting the system's fault memory. Following this, technicians should access the inspection menu and select the EVAP test to perform a function test on the system. If the results indicate that the test is okay, it suggests an intermittent failure, and a deeper investigation into potential poor connections at various component terminals should be carried out. If the malfunction is confirmed, further troubleshooting steps need to be initiated to resolve the issue efficiently. Step 4 focuses on assessing the operation of the EVAP canister vent shut valve. First, clear the DTC using the HDS after turning the ignition switch to the lock position to reset any stored fault conditions. Once the ignition is turned on again, the technician will need to remove the vent shut valve from the EVAP canister and connect the 2P connector to it for testing. The next task is to navigate to the EVAP test option in the HDS, selecting the command for EVAP CVS on to evaluate the valve's functionality. If the valve operates as intended, it confirms that it is functioning properly, and the troubleshooting can progress to the next step. If it fails to operate correctly, the valve must be replaced to ensure the integrity of the EVAP system. The fifth troubleshooting step entails a detailed inspection of the routing of the EVAP canister vent tube. This component is integral for venting fuel vapors safely from the EVAP canister back to the engine or atmosphere, depending on system operation. Inspecting the vent line for any damage or blockages is crucial, as such issues could trigger the P0457 DTC by providing incorrect data to the vehicle's emissions control system. Technicians should remove any identified blockages and replace the vent tube if it shows signs of wear or damage. Addressing these issues institutionalizes a healthier environment within the vehicle's evaporative emission system. If the vent line is intact, further diagnostics may be necessary, such as starting the troubleshooting for DTC P0455. Final repair verification is crucial in ensuring that all resolved issues have been addressed adequately. After performing the necessary repairs or replacements, technicians must turn the ignition switch to the lock position and reinstall all components in the reverse order of their removal to restore the system to its proper configuration. Then, the ignition switch is turned on to reset the powertrain control module, PCM, using the HDS, which ensures any saved error codes are cleared. Conducting an idle learn procedure is significant for calibrating the engine management system following repairs. Finally, the technician must repeat the EVAP test from the inspection menu to confirm that the system operates correctly without triggering the DTC again. By carefully following this verification step, technicians ensure the integrity and functionality of the EVAP system. Preventive maintenance is essential for ensuring the longevity and proper functioning of the evaporative emissions system. A reliable practice includes regular inspection of the fuel fill cap to ensure it is secured properly each time the fuel tank is filled. Technicians should also check the integrity of the cap seal, replacing it if it appears worn or damaged. Consistent monitoring for any unusual emissions issues or fuel odors can also help in identifying problems early on, preventing major repairs down the line. Engaging in these maintenance habits can enhance vehicle performance and assist in reducing harmful emissions. It underscores the significance of taking proactive measures rather than only reacting to DTCs as they arise. In summary, understanding DTC P0457 is crucial for maintaining Honda CRV models from 2011 to 2016. This code signifies a potential leak in the evaporative emission system, primarily related to the fuel fill cap. Following systematic troubleshooting steps is vital for accurately diagnosing and resolving the issue, while ensuring that the underlying components are evaluated for integrity, including the valve and vent lines. It's equally important for vehicle owners to prioritize preventive maintenance, such as regularly checking the fuel cap. This proactive approach not only assists in avoiding the DTC from reappearing, but also promotes an eco-friendlier driving experience by limiting harmful emissions. By adhering to these practices, both technicians and owners can contribute positively to vehicle performance and environmental responsibility. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.